Welcome to another episode of the Mixtape Matinee Podcast. I'm your host, Cole.
And I'm Court.
And today we're doing something a little different. We talked about it. We decided that it'd be kind of fun to start reviewing new movies that are out in theaters right now. And there was a movie that we both have been, at least for me, I really wanted to see it. And I kind of brought it up to Court.
Yeah.
And then Court kind of had the idea we should start doing newer movies, which I think is a great idea. So
just doing like a review of a movie without necessarily pairing it.
Yeah, just doing one movie at a time.
Yeah.
And so we decided, we'll be kind of putting these episodes out just randomly from time to time. Yeah. So we wanted to talk about the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, One Battle After Another.
It's World War III out there!
Not one thing, it's another. Find that to be true.
I need you, brother. Sensei, please.
Courage, Bob. Courage.
That's it.
Courage.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. God damn it! Viva la revolution!
So anyway, I've been wanting to see it. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. And I mean, full disclosure, I'm like a huge PTA fan. So I've seen every single one of his movies except for I haven't seen Phantom Thread yet. I don't know why, but that's one that I need to watch.
And let's see, I've seen The Master.
And I think this one.
One Battle After Another.
I think that's all you've seen. Have you seen There Will Be Blood?
And I've seen There Will Be Blood.
So you've seen
three.
I mean, he doesn't have his.
I still haven't seen Inherent Vice.
That was the that movie is based off of a book written by the same author that
wrote this.
Yeah, that wrote this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, One Battle After Another stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, and a whole slew of other awesome actors.
Well, do we want to give like a quick review and then open up to spoilers?
Yeah. And do we want to give a synopsis? So the synopsis is Leonardo DiCaprio's character was in this revolutionary group, and then he falls in love with a member of that group, and through the course of the film, they have a baby, and then later on that the mom leaves, and then he kind of goes into hiding, him and his daughter, and then all this kind of stuff comes back from his past, and his daughter is threatened, taken away, and he has to go save his daughter. And during this whole time, he has become just a drug abuser, just been drinking a lot and smoking a lot.
Weed.
And it's kind of funny because later in the film, he kind of has like this Big Lebowski, the dude kind of vibes, especially with the bathrobe and the glasses. Anyway, it was cool. I loved seeing Leonardo DiCaprio in a role like this, but yeah, so that's the basic synopsis of the film.
Yeah. And then should we give a quick what our take was on it?
Let's hear your
just like this is the spoiler-free version.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to love about this movie. It is almost 3 hours long, but it doesn't feel like it at all.
Yeah, it's paced super well.
It's paced extremely well.
Which I think that goes kudos to Paul Thomas Anderson for his writing, making it concise and work. But
yeah, I would definitely give this a positive review. I think that I was less impressed as Cole. Mm-hmm. I didn't say that very well, but I think Cole would give it a higher review than I would. I want to say a lot more, but I want to wait for when we say okay, spoiler time.
Yeah. I mean, I would give this either a 4 or 4.4. Or 4.5. I loved it. Super entertaining. I feel like with a lot of PTA films, he's always doing something a little different, but you can still tell his storytelling is there, and I love that. He's a really good director about showing, not telling. He doesn't make the audience feel dumb by like, hey, we have to explain this. Yeah, he doesn't the story is written so well that he doesn't have to do that, and and it's always interesting too, like the stories that he wants to tell and the subject matter, because it's like always different. Like he can like do an old timepiece from for There Will Be Blood, back in the 1910s, and it be just as exciting as this movie that takes place in modern day America. So anyway,
Yeah.
I guess those are my initial thoughts. I mean, I have a lot more to say, and one of the cool things about this movie is it was shot with VistaVision, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's basically, for people that don't know, it was really popular in the 50s and 60s. It's just a wider screen, higher resolution format type of film, and it kind of went out of favor. But yeah, there's some people that are starting to bring VistaVision back, like The Brutalist that came out last year that was filmed on VistaVision. And then there's some newer movies that are going to be coming out soon that are going to be using it. Like, I know the new Yorgos Land. I always forget how to pronounce that dude's name. The guy that made The Lobster. He's coming out with a new movie. The new Alejandro Iñárritu. He has a new movie coming out next year that is shot on that. There's an M. Night Shyamalan movie that's going to be shot on VistaVision.
Cool.
That's supposed to come out in 2026. But
Nice.
I mean, I have my thoughts about Shyamalan, and we've talked about that before on the podcast. But yeah, it's cool that it's kind of coming back. And then you can just tell that PTA has a love for film, and it's just a really cool process. Yeah, that he used VistaVision for this film.
This film has received, I wouldn't say universal critical acclaim, but almost. The critics loved this film. The audience, I think on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like 85%. Metacritic, it's one of the highest rated films of 2025 with, I think, like a 95% or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really good.
I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah.
I don't have the numbers in front of me. This is a very highly regarded film. And the fact that I didn't feel that same degree of being impressed by it, I think makes me feel like out of place a little. I feel
That's okay. Well, as we
Yeah.
talk through this kind of episode,
it's definitely one that would benefit from a second viewing.
yeah, we were just talking about the acclaim, but this is PTA's most highest grossing film, made 115 million, but the budget was actually 130 to 175, so they actually lost out.
They
on
started
money.
out with, I guess, $150 million budget, and then it inflated.
Well, it went up because Leonardo DiCaprio was added on, and he has a minimum of 20 million, so he got paid 20 million to do this movie.
Wow.
So I think that had a lot to do with the budget.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is his highest gross movie. I think There Will Be Blood was his second, which I think made like 75 million.
Yeah.
So anyway, kudos to PTA. I mean, kind of cool making a movie like this.
Should we go into the spoiler section?
Yeah, this is the spoilers section.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, go out and see it. It's in theaters right now.
Okay. So maybe I have under-communicated the problems I have with this film up until this point. But one of the problems that I have with this film, and it's a critique that I found was shared by other critics who were critical of this aspect, is its treatment of perfidia. For example, I'll reference this review. This is from blackgirlwatching.substack.com, written by Brooke Obi. She talks about how there's a lot of hypersexualization that goes on with black women.
Yeah.
And how the portrayal of perfidia is totally like that. She is shown as like this very, very sexual, like to a degree where it's like a two-dimensional. I don't want to say two-dimensional, but it feels almost two-dimensional. It feels like a caricature. I know that a lot of people will disagree with me.
Can I just I don't know if this is going to change your opinion, but talking on that, as far as the sexual nature of that, I mean, that's kind of a thing that pushes the plot forward, because then it makes, and I mean, this is a spoiler, but makes the Lockjaw guy want to get with her, and ends up being the dad of the daughter character, which her name is Willa. So you find out, that's the whole, having that is kind of a thing that makes it so Willa's character comes into life, kind of. And then another thing too to that, later on, there's that whole thing where Willa has to grapple with the fact that her mom was a rat, because that's what people tell her. And then there's this kind of inner conflict of how she's trying to think about her mom. And then she has to go through the whole fact of getting her DNA swabbed in front of her. and then find out that her biological dad is this like creep. And then, but then at near the end of the film, then we see that there was a letter written to her, and then we see, oh, like there's hope, there's an opening where these two can reconnect as a mother and daughter, and it's almost like it kind of, you by the end you realize that there's not as much of a conflict now between them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's good that they made her sexualized, but in a way,
I don't have a problem. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with a black character being a sexual being. That's not a problem I have. It's the fetishization. Oh, perfidia, by the way. Did you know this?
Yeah, I just looked at. That was one of the things I was looking up. It's a reference. It's Spanish or Italian, which basically means faithlessness, treachery, or betrayal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which is what her character is all
Yeah.
about. I mean, that's like kind of what part of what her character is for, is feeling that betrayal by some of the characters in the movie.
I highly recommend reading this review, One Fetish After Another is the name of the review. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the subtitle is PTA Exploits Black Women and Averts Revolution. This review just is really great for also highlighting how it kind of misrepresents the history of revolutionary movements, and I think this is a really worthwhile review to read. Now, one of the quotes from this review that I thought was a really interesting quote, and I think I am in agreement with, which, to be clear, this is a critique coming from somebody who is left-wing against a work which is left-wing. Mm-hmm. Anyway, there is no love in, and her full name is Perfidia Beverly Hills, by the way. There is no love in Perfidia Beverly Hills. There is sex, there is power, there is chaos, but there is no love. A loveless revolutionary is just a terrorist. And I thought that quote was really powerful, and I could see that. They had the opportunity to have a really interesting character in Perfidia, and I feel like they dropped the ball. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking she was kind of interesting, though, because even when she becomes a mother, she's so focused on the revolutionary cause. Like, she doesn't want to be tied down because of this baby. And then then their whole dynamic as her and DiCaprio's character changes, and he has to kind of become like a mom and a dad, and then she just runs off, and then eventually she gets put into the witness protection program.
Well, you're skipping an important detail.
Anyway, there's a lot of different things about
betrays everyone.
Which I said,
and then
I kind of mentioned that before.
And then we watch as they get mowed down or imprisoned or have to go into hiding.
Yeah, she rats out the people so that she can get into the witness protection program. I mean, she is an interesting character, but I think she's not the main part of the story. The main story is the relationship between the father and the daughter, which is what
another critique.
Which is what PTA took a lot of inspiration from the book, is the relationship in that, like, from the father-daughter thing.
I have another critique when that comes to that.
Go ahead.
We get like maybe 10 minutes of screen time with them together before shit hits the fan, and like we're supposed to just take it for granted that they have this deep bond, and like,
well, they don't, but that's the thing, is by the end of the movie they do have a deep bond.
That's how you take it? Because I think you're
they
supposed to feel...
They just go through all this crazy stuff. And
I think you're supposed to feel like they are... I think you're supposed to feel sentimentality for these two characters and their bond from the get-go, but they never do anything to develop that. Like, you don't have any sense of their relationship, really. You don't, like...
I mean, it's like a typical, like, my dad's crazy. He's paranoid. He won't let me have a cell phone.
Yeah.
He, like, all these different things, but that's part of, like, a parent-child relationship, right? Yeah. There's like conflict in between the relationship. It's not supposed to be perfect.
My critique is it doesn't do anything for us to be attached to either of these characters, really, and it doesn't make us emotionally invested in their relationship, which is central to the plot.
I mean, the thing is that the whole time you're rooting for them to get back together, though, right? Regardless of their relationship before.
It could have been so much more meaningful if we had some like reason to have an emotional connection to their father-daughter relationship. I do think that is
Also, I think it's that one scene I thought was pretty funny. When DiCaprio's talking to the teacher, and she starts saying how great of a kid she is, and he starts getting emotional.
yeah. Yeah.
That made me laugh for some reason. I don't
No.
know how he acts that out. It
Yeah.
just makes me laugh.
And I want to be clear, I liked this movie overall.
Yeah.
I'm saying like negative things though.
Yeah, you're just critiquing it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's totally fine. I didn't
Yeah.
really see it the way you saw it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I just like going for a ride.
Yeah.
I just like
Whereas I
did.
was kind of scrutinizing it from the start. I think because we're in such a politically charged time right now, when you make a film that's about like revolutionary
yeah.
groups and like leftist stuff and I'm left wing. I don't know if people need to know that or do know that, but when you make a film that is so topical with the times, I'm going to be bringing a whole lot of scrutiny to it.
Yeah, did you think about the one thing that you told me after we watched the movie? How you said how the movie made you feel?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Did you think about that? How you wanted to?
Yeah. So
Why don't you vocalize that right now?
yeah. So basically, I found somebody who voiced a similar contention. This is from the True Film Reddit, and it's from a user named Shellfly. This isn't a critique of the film, actually. This is something I like about the film. But at first, I wasn't sure what my reaction was because, so there's the French 75,
Yeah.
who are the revolutionary group, and their portrayal in the film,
They're wild.
they're wild, but they're also like,
They're trying not to hurt people. Like
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They
bomb places after
hours.
and they don't want to kill until like later in the film.
there's a moment where they do kill someone in the heat
And
of the
then
moment,
it's like a
and then
big
shit hits the
thing.
fan
Yeah.
and everything goes bad. But that's not what I'm talking about. So in the very opening scene, they're freeing all these undocumented immigrants from a detention facility. Then after that, we basically just see them
just blowing up stuff.
blowing shit up and
Not
robbing a
actually saving-
bank.
yeah.
And I think it's so much more interesting when we finally are introduced to Benicio del
Yeah.
Toro's character, because to me, he represents a different form of activism. So the French 75 fall apart.
They go into hiding.
They go into
basically.
hiding, the ones who
Yeah.
don't get killed or imprisoned. And you get the sense that they didn't have community really, like with each other. Whereas,
Well, they had a lot of secret passwords and stuff, which
Yeah.
later comes on to haunt Leonardo
Right.
DiCaprio's character, which
yeah,
is a really funny part of
but
the
Del
movie.
Toro is embedded in a community. He is engaged in mutual aid. He is,
He's helping out young people, like giving them confidence with karate,
that's
which
true.
is kind of cool.
But he is making a real difference in a constructive way. And when shit hits the fan, he's the one who ultimately
And
is able to support Bob.
yeah, and he's like this really calm presence. Like all this crazy stuff happens, and he's like so calm during all of it, which is he's probably my favorite character in the whole movie.
And
Probably like either him or Bob, like Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Like
yeah,
I think they're both awesome together. Like
Yeah.
the moments on screen when they're together is like my favorite part of the movie.
one thing that I had to sit with was I felt like my initial response was like, wait, is this depicting the French 75 only in a positive light, or is it actually more nuanced than that? I think it's more nuanced than that. And that's where this comes in. I actually want to read a little bit from this. This is the Reddit post. Now, I think this Reddit post is a little reductive. I don't think it captures it perfectly, but it says, already I'm seeing a lot of very surface level reads on this film online, and I think it has a lot more nuance to its examination of resistance and activism than many are giving it credit for. And then I'll skip ahead a little bit. This film deeply examines postmodern ideas of what it means to resist, ideas of self-serving, ego-driven resistance, like the French 75, versus the community and compassion-driven resistance of Benicio and his Underground Railroad. Every member of the French 75, besides Bob and Regina Hall, ends up either killed or turning on their fellow members to save their own interests. Unironically, PTA intentionally, I'm skipping ahead a little more, PTA intentionally makes the French 75 vainglorious and reckless, ultimately accomplishing little. Now, I disagree with that because you see them freeing all the immigrants in the beginning, so I disagree with that part. But contrast that with Benicio's deep systematic assistance of immigrants, and you see the points the film is making about extremism versus community and compassion. I really agree with this. People in the comments do bring in more nuance. It's a worthwhile post, worthwhile to go read the comments as well. Do you have thoughts on that at all?
No, I mean, we talked about that after we watched the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. I think it was cool seeing Benicio's, that whole sequence of him helping out his community.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a compare and contrast. I like that
Yeah.
that you brought that up. That was cool.
Yeah. Now, like we mentioned already, this was based on a book by Pynchon,
Yeah, I think that's how you
and the
pronounce
book
it.
is called
Vineland.
Vineland. Now, Inherent Vice is also based on Pynchon, but it's it's actually more of an adaptation.
Yeah, this was
a
loosely based
inspiration.
on
Yeah.
the book.
And I thought this review was interesting. This is from Vanya Land, and it's by Nick Johnson. And this is something I thought would be interesting to talk about. You've seen Inherent Vice, so I want to get your take on this. This is a quote. Yet when taken as a whole, I don't know if there's anything in here that wasn't said or done better in Inherent Vice, which had the benefit of being a proper Pynchon adaptation rather than merely inspired by one of his works. You can taste the missing fat in the I can't believe it's not Pynchon substitute, the lack of melancholy or context or introspection that gives the work its depth and richness, even if it can make a decent metaphorical grilled cheese anyway. I'm curious what you think about that, because you've seen Inherent Vice. I haven't.
Yeah. Well, I haven't read the book, so that's also kind of hard.
For you to call.
I haven't read either one. I think I actually, you know what? I did start reading Inherent Vice, and I need to finish it. I didn't finish it.
Oh yeah, I remember when you were doing
But
that.
yeah, it is pretty true to it. But yeah, like I said, I mean, PTA took, it's loosely based on it. I mean, the main thing is he's taking the father-daughter relationship and making that's like what he's focusing on. Also, I was reading, he tried for years to make this book into a movie, and he just didn't feel like right about it, like making it a true adaptation type of a thing.
Vineland.
Yeah. And that's why he just never made it. But then it kind of came together where this time he thought, I'll just loosely base it, and then it ended up working out, like making this film.
Well, and
its own kind of thing.
Yeah, and one big difference from the book takes place 60s and 70s. He takes the revolutionary groups and puts them in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference. Okay, I know I've been super critical. I want to hear what you think about this take, because I think I agree with it. You thought it was a funny movie.
I think there's parts of it that are funny, and that's PTA does do that in some of his movies, not all of them. Like definitely in Inherent Vice, there's some funny stuff in that.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I don't know. I've never read, like I said, I haven't finished reading like those books, so I'm not sure if the humor is in there, but anyway.
So this is from keithinthemovies.com. And this is a critique that I felt resonated with me. It's kind of how I was feeling. So here is a quote. The lines frequently blur together, making it too preposterous to be taken seriously and too serious and self-important to be funny. Is that too brutal?
I mean, I guess you could read it that way. I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly just didn't think about it like that. Like the stuff I thought was funny, I laughed out at. I didn't really.
And there was this one moment that you laughed, and I was like, "What?
What was it?
It was when the racist
Lockjaw?
guy is being cremated.
When Lockjaw.
But you just thought he looked funny.
The last shot. I mean, and that's something that we'll talk about probably too. But yeah, one of the last shots we see of Lockjaw when he's being cremated is like this little window, and he's got his effed up butthole face, and it's just funny to me. Like he's such a. You hate him so much by the end of the movie, and it's funny because he's so in a sense he's kind of vain because he's got this military kind of mentality of always looking good and being his best foot forward kind of self, but at the same time being a horrible human being. And then the fact that he just looks ugly at the end, and then he's just being shoved. I don't know. I just thought it was. I thought it was funny. I thought he looked funny, and so I laughed out loud at it.
Yeah. I definitely can tell that it was like trying to be funny, but to me, I struggled. I guess this is something that Pynchon, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
The author does really well, where he has absurdity when dealing with really serious topics and like brings in like absurd things. Like in this movie, there's this white supremacist group called the Christmas Adventurers
I know.
Club or something. And like,
It's so funny.
yeah, but for some reason, this film, it didn't land for me. The
secret society type stuff.
well, that didn't land for me, but the part that didn't that I struggled with, and I've seen discourse online about this.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to disagree with what I say, but it feels like it has multiple tones at once, and it feels like they don't work together that well.
Oh, see, and that's what I love about the movie is that there are these serious parts where you're like
Yeah.
on the edge of your seat, like it's kind of a thriller almost. But then there's like these funny parts, like with him like not remembering the passcodes because he's been smoking weed forever, and he just starts exploding on that guy over the phone.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny, and then all the stuff like when he gets into he's like, Sensei, I need a weapon. He's like, all you got is nunchucks.
That's
and
true.
then he like gets
When he's with Del Toro, I love it. But
yeah, so it's just that's one of the reasons why I love the movie is it has those. It kind of switches moods a little bit, but it still has at its core, it still has the main plot is this dad trying to go save his daughter.
yeah, this is a review that I actually thought and it's a positive. I know I mostly said negative things now.
Yeah.
But this is from David Poland writing on his Substack. And I thought this was an interesting take. It's not about dogma, even if the characters are drawn, if only on the surface, as near caricatures. It's about when you're committed to very specific ideas in your public life, but then your humanity, your basic human needs, your animal brain take control in a way that is beyond your intellectual control. I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be cool to go through some of the characters because the actors were great. I think it'd be cool just to like say your thoughts on like, what do you think of Sean Penn in this movie?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Sean Penn. I think he embodied the role so well. I didn't even when I was watching him, I wasn't even thinking that I was watching Sean Penn. Because like I told you, like he developed his own like walk for the character, his own like weird little lip thing that he would do.
He does great.
And then I think I love that little line where Willa's like, "Why is your shirt so tight?" and then
he's like, "I'm not gay if that's what you're
asking."
asking.
and then she says, "I can see that you're wearing lifts to make you taller." I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's just crazy, and then he's like talking about. And then the whole thing that he's willing to kill his biological daughter just to be in this white supremacist secret group is crazy because then he says it's a great honor. And it's like, really? And then the whole fact, I mean, and then Lockjaw's character is so central because without him, we wouldn't have like the whole chase thing and like
the chase scene is amazing.
The chase, like the whole chase sequence. Yeah, I mean, he's the one that starts the whole sequence of events off because he's trying to find Willa to like, basically kill her, or to find out is she biologically his, because they don't let members in if they've had intercourse with other races, which is crazy. But so he's kind of super important to like the plot of the film.
And we talk about Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, he's just great.
Standout performance. Leonardo DiCaprio. What did you think about his performance?
Really good. I thought it was cool. It was different from what he's usually done. Yeah, and he plays it so straight, and I think that's why it's funny. Yeah, you can really tell that he's just like this dad that just likes to get high. Yeah, and maybe isn't like the best dad because like through the beginning of the film, you find out that Willa is actually parenting him. Yeah, who's supposed to be the parent. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of an interesting dynamic between them. I watched the interview. I thought this was kind of interesting. The interviewer asked Benicio del Toro what music he was listening to while filming this movie, and he actually said one of my favorite bands of all time, Can, the krautrock band Can, which is cool. And because in Inherent Vice, Johnny Greenwood, the composer, huge fan of Can, and he actually included a Can song in Inherent Vice. So I was surprised that they didn't include one in this film.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was a little kind of interesting tidbit.
What about Regina Hall, who's Deandra? She's the one who comes and rescues Willa. I thought she was great. I think they underutilized her. I think she was also like, I feel like, if I'm being really honest, they underutilized a lot of the women in this film. That's what I think. But I thought she was great. I wanted to know more about her background. She was very emotional and very interesting. I feel bad for her at the end, though, because we assume is just taken to prison. And
yeah, she goes to jail.
Yeah. There's Tiana Taylor. I thought she did great for what she was given. I thought Chase Infinity, the daughter, Willa Ferguson
really
/
good job.
Charlene, amazing, great standout performance. Those are the main.
Yeah, the camera work in this movie is awesome. Like the whole
Yeah.
chase sequence where they actually strapped the camera to the very bottom of the car. So when
That
it's
was
going
so cool.
when you're going over the hills,
It gives you like vertigo.
Which that car chase scene was really cool. But I think I could tell. I wonder if people think, oh, it's just boring.
Because it was too long.
But yeah, because it's like they're not. I mean, they're driving fast, but they're so spaced out. But I think the reason why it is so interesting is because you're seeing it from Willa's perspective for the most part. She's looking in the rearview mirror, and yeah, when she gets into that car chase scene is so awesome. And then just the car stunts in the film are really cool, like in the city, and then also like the car flipping like with Lockjaw, which is crazy. Yeah, and then I also really loved the music. Johnny Greenwood of Radiohead. He collaborates with PTA a lot, and I just thought the music was really cool. It's kind of interesting in this film. The piano was utilized a lot. Like there's a lot of pieces with piano on it.
Yeah.
Which I think was cool. And then honorable mention, and I don't know why, but like during the chase scene, I just like that
You
song.
got hyped.
That song that was playing was really cool, and I looked it up. And you can listen to the soundtrack is on streaming. The song's called River of Hills, which
Fits.
kind of fits because it's like the hills are wavy.
Yeah.
Which they filmed that in a national park in Southern California. And
Cool.
which was kind of cool. Most of the film, like with the house and everything, that was filmed in Northern California around the Eureka area.
Yeah.
Because at first so the town that they come up with, like the name of the town is a fictional town, but it looked like it was like in Oregon. But it makes sense because it's on the California-Oregon.
Oh, the
like
name
border.
of the town that is like the sanctuary city?
Yeah. It's like a made
originally they
it's a
were thinking
fictional
of
town.
the title of the movie being, what is the name of that town?
The Battle of Boca Raton.
Whatever the name of the town is.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah. Which I
anyway.
think one battle after another was better.
Yeah. Another, just like a little tidbit I thought was funny, and a thought that I had when I was watching the movie. At the beginning, when we're watching the French 75, what's her name? Alana Haim from one of the Haim sisters.
Right.
She was in it. She played like a minor character, but her and another character kind of have, it doesn't really go into it, but they kind of have like a love interest type of thing. And it's this African-American character, but it was portrayed by this actor named Wood Harris, which most of you probably know that are millennials. He was in the Disney film Remember the Titans.
Oh, who is he in that?
He's the main friend of so he's the other quarterback. And they
the two big friends. In the movie.
And so like the black and white guy, they get
Yeah,
together and
they,
they
like-
become friends,
Yeah,
best
yeah.
friends. He's in that, and
When
I thought
the white guy gets hit by
I was
a
like,
car or
oh,
whatever.
that's so cool that he.
Yeah.
It's just funny because I haven't seen him in any other movie. It's cool that he came back and like, oh, he's in a PTA movie. That's kind of cool. And then Alana like kisses him, and then I was just thinking like, Alana's my age. So that's gotta be weird
Yeah,
for
it's
her.
an
It's
age
like
gap.
I bet you
Yeah.
she like watched that movie and was like, oh my gosh, I'm kissing this guy from this movie that was like, because Remember the Titans was huge. Do you remember that? I mean,
Oh, it was a big movie.
yeah. So
What-
I wasn't worried about the age.
Oh, I thought you were saying it
difference.
was weird. 'cause
No,
of age
I
gap.
just meant like you grew up with this film and like,
then you're
it's like
kissing
that
the person
person.
in
You're
it,
like,
yeah.
that's what I meant, not the age
Oh,
difference.
gotcha. What did you
They're
think
both
of
adults.
Avanti Q? That's the indigenous bounty hunter.
Oh, that guy was cool. Yeah, I looked him up. He's from Canada, so
I thought
awesome character.
when he decides to rescue.
Yeah, that was so cool. I mean,
And then he sacrifices his life.
yeah, basically for it because
Yeah.
he knows that it's wrong, and he's like, I don't do I don't
I don't do kids.
I don't take kids out, which even a bounty hunter, has morals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I really liked that a lot.
Yeah. That was the one other person that I wanted to bring up who I thought was interesting.
Yeah, so like the acting's great, the movies, the music.
It's a good movie.
The music is great. The cinematography is really
great.
amazing. Like the Vista Vision was cool.
If it has a fatal flaw, it's depiction of black women, I would say. But the actors are powerhouses. The actresses who play the black women do a lot with what they're given. Mm-hmm. I just wish they were given more.
Yeah. One of the, and we talked about this, one of my critiques, I loved it, but there is a critique.
I remember.
I don't know why so in the scene they end up having Lockjaw get killed by one of the Christmas weirdos. And then they bring him back like, oh, he's alive now. And then only bring him back to like have him get killed off by that secret society. It was kind of interesting because then it depicts like how important it is to him and how pathetic he is. And then
because he's willing to go back to a group that literally tried to kill him.
Yeah. And exactly. Like that's even the more bigger point. But I just thought that was interesting that they.
Yeah, that was a critique I had.
And I'm like, did they really need to do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
It could have just ended with him just getting killed. But then I wouldn't have gotten that funny image of his face
in the
is all messed up
chamber.
And
Lockjaw is definitely like this insecure, neurotic guy who's really desperate for acceptance.
And I think there's probably not the extreme of what he is, but I think there's probably a lot of guys in power that are kind of like that.
Yeah,
they have the small man mentality, little man mentality, and trying to wield their power because he does wield a lot of power. Like he takes over this high school to try to find Willa, and they do some crazy stuff in it that I'm like, maybe this stuff happens, maybe it doesn't in real life. I don't know, but that it's kind of crazy the lengths that he goes, and his character is wild. Wild in the movie.
I thought it also brought up some good critiques of like purity tests within like left wing culture. Like I thought the whole thing where he didn't know the right words to say was totally a metaphor for like, if you don't know the right language, then you are just not accepted as legitimate by people, even if you're like an ally to their movement. I thought. I
could see that. I was not thinking. I was just like thinking of it as it deals with the plot.
Yeah.
But I guess you could read it like that. I thought the whole sequence inside of Benicio del Toro's apartment building was so cool. Just how the camera work moved. Because you're following, the camera is moving with those characters through these hallways, through these different secret paths, and then there's like underground bunkers that gotta go on top of the roof. I just thought
so funny when
he jumps and he misses,
and then he gets tased.
That's why I love it. There's like
there are moments that
some
are
funny stuff in there. I can't wait to watch this.
I think I've been too brutal.
I can't wait to watch this with Tabitha. I'm
curious.
It's just a fun movie if you think about it. It's like, okay, this crazy couple that's like in this revolutionary, like they do all this crazy stuff, they blow stuff up, and then they fall in love, and then they have this kid and they're taking care of it, and then all this stuff, like people are getting ratted out and they have to go into hiding, and then it's like this guy is just he just smokes weed all day, and then he's got to like kind of like smarten up and like use all of this stuff that's in his brain that he hasn't used forever to like everything in his power to save his daughter. And it's just a crazy wild ride, and it's like it's paced so well.
It's paced great. You don't realize
the title of the movie works so well with it. It is one battle like after another. There's like all these things that he has to do, and then just all these crazy things happen that just kind of push the plot forward. And it's like,
I think if I had to leave you guys with something, it's definitely a film worth seeing, and something that was very emotionally resonant for me in the film, and in a film that feels like not very real. Like it feels like screwballish in a way. In a film that doesn't feel that real, the thing that is so blaringly real was the depiction of how undocumented immigrants are being treated in the U.S. And the focus on that I thought was really important and topical. And it was like, I saw some people online who were like, as somebody who comes from a family with undocumented immigrants in my family, this was actually a really hard film to watch. And ironically, do you want to know the crazy thing?
What?
The review that resonated with me the most, other than maybe that Reddit post,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that this is the review that resonated with me the most, is from Christianity Today.
Oh, wow. What did it say?
Yeah. So Christianity Today, the review actually says a lot of positive things about it. I probably haven't done a very good job of communicating the positives I feel about it. I do.
You can still try if you want.
I do like this movie, but the Christianity Today post also brings up some good points about like the ethos of the film that I felt like I resonated with. It's the quiet revolution of Sensei Sergio, Benicio del Toro, that suggests another way. He may not be as exciting as the French 75, but he's certainly more loving and present. Rather than making use of pomp or violence, the sensei is present, peaceable, and resolute, though not passive in the face of evil. Sergio shows us an alternative to our impatient, results-driven politics where things must change now, and where any method, no matter how violent, is suitable to that end. He embodies what Jacques Ellul, the 20th century French social theorist and resistor against Nazi occupation, describes as the true revolutionary spirit. Quote, "There is no need for us to try to bring peace on earth. Instead, we ourselves must be peaceful, for where the peaceful are, there peace reigns." I really liked that.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
And this is something that I thought was really profound, where it says in this review, "One battle after another is another great movie from the skilled hands of Anderson, and it delivers a relevant message for our own frenzied time, but it also lacks an eschatology of love." I was recently watching an interview, Cornel West. Do you know Cornel West?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's a black rights activist,
He was going to run for president,
philosopher.
but didn't really get very far
Yeah.
during the presidential election. Yeah.
And in this interview that I watched with Benjamin Watson, he shares something really profound. He talks about how at the core of our activism, there must be love. And I feel like that's something that you see embodied in Sergio. You don't see embodied as much in the French 75. And I loved its depiction of Benicio del Toro's family. There's a lot to love about this film. There's a lot to love.
Yeah, so everyone go out and watch this if you can. It's still in theaters, and if not, I'm sure it'll be coming to streaming and all that good stuff. So go out and watch it, and I don't know, message us. Tell us what you think. Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? Were there things about it that you weren't as a fan of? Let us know.
This film makes me want to watch another film that came out recently. I haven't seen it. Eddington.
Oh, yeah, I want to watch that too, yeah. Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of references to that. I also saw references to a film called Civil War.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that that's a good one too, and I haven't seen that one either.
I think that we should check out both of those.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm a big PTA fan, like I said at the beginning of this episode, and I love this film. I love PTA. He rules. So anyway, thanks so much, guys, and we will see you guys next time.